Hi, I'm Novel Mike, and this is my opinion. So, I just finished watching both EA and Ubisoft's press conferences for E3 2015. They were right back to back, so it wasn't really to have time to really break them down or anything like that in between and make two separate videos. And honestly, EA didn't really have much I cared about, so I'm going to not talk about them all that much. They did go first, though, so let's start there. The good was that they showed a new Mass Effect finally, Mass Effect Andromeda. I say finally, but they didn't really show that much. It was just a short CG trailer. It did look good, but there's not much we can deem from that. It's supposed to come out next holiday season, so we'll see if that actually happens or not. I'm guessing they'll get pushed back to 2017, but we'll see. They announced a new expansion for Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's more story focused, which has me interested because I did really enjoy the story in that game, and I would really like to see what they do more with it, especially with some new companions. And they're talking about how some of your companions may end up trying to betray you, that kind of thing. Could be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Um, you're going to have some. They had a lot of different stuff I personally don't care about. Some people might like what they showed, like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, the Need for Speed game, and stuff like that. But then it got into sports. Sports. Oh, and mobile, and then more sports. It it was annoying because they would go into sports, then into mobile, then it was back to sports. Then they did show Mirror's Edge, which looked pretty good, but I'm still apprehensive about that because of how short the first game was. So I'll wait and see. And then back to sports again, and then finally they finished it off with Star Wars, which looked amazing. And it was kind of funny because I was watching the Twitch chat as the sports stuff was going on because I just literally stopped paying attention to it because I don't care at all about sports. If you do, you probably hopefully saw some stuff you wanted to see, but I just don't think those games need to be at their press event. Most of the people who care about those games do not watch them during E3. I don't know why they're there except for filler. The mobile section too, so much filler of just stuff people do not care about, at least at E3. And Star Wars was awesome though. They showed a lot of gameplay. Didn't talk about any kind of beta, which made me disappointed because after they did the sudden beta with Battlefield, I was really hoping that they might do a beta for that. And that was just unfortunate. It could always be that they may announce one later on for sometime this week after maybe Sony's press conference tonight, but I'm doubting it at this point. I think they would have done anything to hype up Star Wars during the conference if they could have. But yeah, overall they did terrible. Maybe not as bad as last year because at least they did show something, but yeah, that was just really rough. It's definitely on the bottom tier of press conferences for sure. Ubisoft, on the other hand, actually did quite well. They started off with South Park, and that was awesome. South Park, something about a butthole. I honestly don't remember exactly what the title was off the top of my head. It's direct sequel to South Park's Stick of Truth. I just hope it doesn't take 5 years to come out again. They showed a new IP called For Honor, which pits knights, samurais, Vikings against each other, and had really, really cool combat. It looked like a console take on Chivalry. Had counters and actual sword combat kind of thing. It looked really good. So here's hoping that that doesn't take forever to come out as well, and that we get to actually see a beta, soonish. They talked about some other stuff. There's going to be a new expansion for Trials. They talked about some new expansion or something new with the crew. Wasn't really interested. I'm not a racing fan. Then they went in Division. They've got a beta for that next year early, and the game is going to come out March 8th. That looks really good. I'm going to be curious on how it actually plays, considering everything we've seen is so obviously heavily scripted. I'm not sure how well the game is going to be once players get their hands in it. It's not like Rainbow Six Siege where they showed a lot up front during their first gameplay teaser. So we'll see. I want to have hope for that game, but after Watch Dogs and some of the other games that Ubisoft's had lately, I'm just not sure about it just yet. Speaking of Rainbow Six, then they went to Rainbow Six Siege. That looks really good. It continues to look good. Beta will be in September. Game comes out in October. I'm starting to get interested in that, although, again, still very heavily scripted. in terms of what they're actually showing to us. But at the very least, it was a live gameplay demonstration, so that was nice. Instead of just the same kind of just repeats of the same, CG trailers, that kind of thing. Then they went and showed a new Trackmania game, which I'm not ever heard of that series before, but that looked really, really fun. I'm not really into normal racing games, but something really weird and goofy like that had me interested. I'll be trying to keep up with that at some point, and hopefully it ends up being really good. They showed a CG trailer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They did say the game's gonna be playable at the show floor, and they're gonna have it available like at different places to play. Like it's gonna be playable at some place in LA, and then across Europe and Australia, I think they said. And interesting to do that. If they just want people to play the game and see how good it is, why not just release a demo? It'd probably cost you a lot less of money, but I don't know what they're thinking with that. They definitely did seem to be aware of the fact that they screwed up with Unity. They were apologize, or well, they had Aisha Tyler apologize for them really at the beginning of the show, so that was nice to see. Although honestly, like you're seriously going to make your host apologize for you? Just that's so lame. Whoever made that decision to do that instead of just having the president do it himself, that's just not. I don't like that kind of thing. Aisha Tyler's there for jokes. She's not there to clean up your messes. Um, they ended it with a new game which they call Ghost Recon Wildlands. That looks absolutely nothing like Ghost Recon. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's an open world shooter. They're talking about like different ways you can do missions and stuff like that. It seemed, moderately interesting, but I don't know where in the world they're thinking that's a Ghost Recon game. It doesn't look or seem to play anything like any Ghost Recon game ever, and I think they probably should have just not called it Ghost Recon, honestly. A lot of people seem to not care for the fact that it's being called Ghost Recon when it's so obviously not Ghost Recon. Because even if, it's a shooter, so, they can slap Ghost Recon's name on it, most people consider Ghost Recon a very tactical game. The combat's very slow paced, where this was very flashy, and it looked like just a more open world of The Division. I mean, it didn't really look that different. So, it was pretty good overall. They did much better than EA did. Still not as good as Bethesda. They started off really well. I kind of wish they would have saved either For Honor or South Park for the end, but they said specifically with For Honor that the game was too good to leave till the end, which I agree with. That was probably the highlight for me besides South Park. It started off so well, and the vision looks good. And there's nothing like really bad they showed. I mean, they had Just Dance, but them spending 5 to 10 minutes on that compared to how long EA spent on sports just doesn't bother me. So that's pretty much what I thought of those two. EA, just please, EA, just do better next time. I'm tired of watching your press conferences, honestly. I may not do it at all next year unless I hear you guys are going to have something really good. But, God, just please do better, EA. Anyway, I will have a Sony one probably out tomorrow, since that is going to be pretty late my time by the time that probably finishes. And then Nintendo and Square Enix for sure tomorrow. And I will see about the PC gaming one, see if there's any big events that they actually have on there, and decide to do one based off that. But for now, that's all. I'm Novel Mike, and that was my opinion.